Hey, strangers. Welcome back to a fresh, steaming new episode of The Strange Sessions. As always, I am Kurt, and I am joined once again by my hopefully coronavirus-free partner, Krista.
Not making any promises.
I was looking at the symptoms for that, and it's like body aches, fatigue, and I mean, I said that's me
if you're over 40,
that's me on a
pretty
good
much
day.
your
Yeah,
life.
that is pretty much.
Well, and I work with a lot of people who travel. I mean,
Somebody in Fond du Lac has it.
oh, Waukesha.
There's a case in
Somebody
there's a
Waukesha,
case in
too.
Fond du Lac too.
Yeah, it's closing in.
Because Krista and I were texting already, like 5 o'clock this morning, that it's just weird.
Yeah, the
I don't know. The
NBA
whole
is
thing
over apparently.
Yeah, and like the March Madness tournament is going to be played in empty
so
arenas.
weird.
And I said this whole thing is just really surreal. Like,
Yeah.
I don't understand this. I mean, I know it can kill elderly people
Right,
and
or-
sick people.
Yeah, if you're already sick.
But I don't get why this is such a big thing. Why they're shutting everything down.
I don't really understand it either. Because
Why is everybody
I feel
buying
like
toilet paper?
my joke on Instagram or on Facebook was, "Are people afraid they're gonna cough so hard that they poop their pants?"
Like shart.
Because it's a respiratory illness.
Yeah.
But then someone else commented that people are afraid, allegedly, that if they get quarantined and can't leave their house, they're going to run out of supplies.
I thought about that today. Like
I guess I understand it, you know.
I literally have one roll of toilet paper left. I looked this morning and it's like, oh man.
Hope there's some left at
Yeah,
Walmart.
otherwise I'm going to need a new shower curtain, new socks, and
You're going to have to buy a bidet.
yeah.
People in Europe are safe.
I'll make one. I'll just make one. A lawn sprinkler or something.
Ooh.
So, and
You know what, though?
if I had $1 for everybody that asked me if you were high in our last episode,
Me?
because you were like super giggly.
On sugar. I was high on
So the moon
sugar.
pies, because you were just super giggly.
Oh, I was. I as I was re-listening to that episode, I was laughing out loud.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I had the giggles for sure.
No, I'm glad everybody really enjoyed that episode.
It was a fun episode.
I'm really surprised how many people found the hidden sound thing at the
Yeah.
end. Because we were talking while we were eating our moon pies, and we were just letting it record, and we were just talking about fillet of fishes and whatever. And then Krista said, "Why don't you cut that out and put it in at the very end of the episode?" And that's the first time we ever did that.
Mm-hmm.
So from now on, if we ever like get any good clips where it's just her and I banter, you know, or bloopers where we don't swear or whatever, maybe we'll put them in at the end after the
Not every
music.
episode.
Not
though,
every episode.
So it'll be
every
a
once in a
surprise.
while.
Yep.
But jumping into the episode, we have shout-outs. I think the first one we may have said last. I'm really bad with that because I pencil some in before we record.
yeah.
And then when I do this, I look at the printed one. So Luke Springer, you might have got a twofer, but we're giving you one anyway. So
You're
our
welcome.
newest shout-outs to our newest strangers are Luke Springer, Greg Bone, Russ Wooten, Jordan Johnson, Lauren Davies, who does the podcast with Brian.
with Brian.
And it's awesome. I've still only listened to the first episode. I got to get, now that I'm going to be going out for walks, hopefully in the near future, I'll be
If
able to
spring
listen to
ever
more.
arrives.
Yeah. I
Snowed
just
yesterday.
said, yeah, that was totally a
Yeah.
Wisconsin thing.
Oh, yeah.
Joey Royal, Ryan Van Lannen, and a very special Strangeling shout out to Lauren Kelly's 4-year-old daughter Quinn, who listens to the show in the car with her mom.
Oh, hi, Quinn.
I know. I thought that was so awesome because she said that Quinn was excited because we mentioned another Quinn.
Yeah.
Last
it's
episode.
not a common name.
It's
so.
not. It's not. So Quinn, thank you so much for listening.
Yes. Hi, Quinn.
We love our little Strangelings, so thank you
Yes.
so much. And I think that's it for shout-outs.
Cool.
Oh, I want to give a big shout-out to Jeremy for getting our Discord server up and running.
Yeah, it's so cool.
Even though I've been poking around on it, and I just don't understand a lot about it.
No, me neither.
You know, I'm just...
And as I put a post on there, like, I'm sorry, if you message me or say something to me directly, it's probably going to be days before I get back to you, just
Yeah.
because I can barely keep up with Facebook and Instagram.
Oh, I know.
And
I
add
know.
another social media thing on there, and that I don't quite understand. But
Yeah.
I get updates on emails
Yeah.
of people who are having conversations, and I love to see that you guys are yakking it up out there.
Yeah. So they don't always need us. You know,
No.
they're self-sufficient that they can yak without us.
Pretty cool.
And I think that's it. We should probably jump into the taste test.
Okay.
The first one, we have two of them. One's a drink, and one is a mystery package from Adam and Sophie.
Ooh, exciting.
So the first one is...
Congratulations to Adam and Sophie on their
their
new house.
It looks so nice.
It does look amazing.
She's always taking pictures from the windows and stuff,
They
and
bought
it
a
just
new
looks
farm,
so peaceful.
and I hope Sophie's feeling better. She's been battling like a
She's been really
bronchitis
sick.
or sinus infection or something.
She's been really sick. I
Yeah.
know that. The first one is a beverage that was given to us by listeners Brian Evanson and Jessica.
Okay.
So
Cool.
I've been friends with Jessie forever. She used to work with my ex-girlfriend at the Port City's Animal Hospital.
Oh, nice.
So that's how I know Jess.
Cool.
So they got us. Krista already caught a peek of it because I
Kurt
was dumb.
Put
and
it on the table in plain sight.
She got us this.
So it is. Is this a soda? Sorry.
Yeah,
that was
it's a soda.
Fentimans botanically brewed dandelion and burdock. Is it a soda?
It's a soda.
Okay.
Made with which is weird because dandelions and burdocks are like something you should be picking off your pants, not drinking in a soda.
Dandelion is actually, it's a bitter green, and bitter greens are extremely good for you.
Wow.
And my great-grandmother used to make dandelion wine.
Oh, my friends used to make dandelion wine when they were younger.
I don't know about burdock. I don't know what the heck that is.
So this is a soda.
Let me take a pokesure.
He's gonna start. Here comes the giggles again.
No.
Oh boy.
Reel it in. I'm going to be the driver of the serious bus on this episode.
Yeah.
I
Wow.
can't even say that without laughing. Oh, I'm tired.
I am tired. This time change has me so messed up, so unbelievably
It's
badly.
had virtually no impact on me, and Kurt's barely alive right now.
Yeah, I got a big old coffee from McDonald's, and I just poured more coffee into it, and
He texted me at like 7 one day. He's like, "Oh my god, I just got up."
yeah, when I just wake up at 7 a.m., that's
Something's wrong.
bad. Yeah,
Yeah.
I feel like my day's half over.
So how are we gonna do this?
Cups.
I was gonna say with coronavirus,
We probably shouldn't be drinking out of the same-
Share it, yeah.
And they're talking
here,
about.
Do you want me to open it?
Yeah, they're talking about how much people touch their faces. I touch my face all the time. You know.
Yeah, I try not to. I interact with so many people at work handing me stuff that I have hand sanitizer on my desk. Let me grab cups. Hold
Okay.
on. I'm not taking too much because you know me. Okay. Gotta do the sniff test. Sorry, my microphone is extremely squeaky today.
We need to get some WD-40 in here or something.
It smells like cherry
It
cola.
smells like cherry cough syrup. It
Cough
really
syrup
does.
is actually more accurate than cola.
It totally
it
smells
totally
like
smells like cough
cherry
syrup.
cough syrup.
So is this like an elixir?
I don't. This is like scissor.
Maybe this cures coronavirus.
I don't know. This is scissor like Little John.
Caffeinated syrup,
Ready?
which is basically soda. Let's do it.
It tastes like cherry cough syrup.
And also a little bit like Dr. Pepper.
It's actually good.
No, it's really good.
It is,
Like for a soda,
but it tastes disturbingly like cherry cough syrup,
but also Dr. Pepper.
but also Dr. Pepper.
I'm taking another sip. Like, I don't know what dandelion's supposed
I
to
like
taste
it. Like if I wouldn't know any better, I would think this is cherry soda.
Is there cherry flavoring in it?
There is carbonated water, fermented ginger root extract, beet sugar, glucose syrup, pear juice concentrate, caramel color, herbal infusions of dandelion root, burdock root, and flavorings.
Ooh, flavorings.
Flavorings. That's a little sketchy.
It could be anything.
Yeah.
No, it actually
There's
sounds...
got to be cherry. It tastes
There
really
has
cherry.
to be. I don't taste the pear.
I like it though.
Beetroot sugar, is that what it said?
Yeah.
Interesting.
I like it.
No, I like it too. It's good.
Want some more?
No.
Okay.
For soda, it's
I would
good.
drink this, like just for driving around.
I like this better than RC Cola.
Are you serious?
Yeah, but you know I'm not a cola
You're not a cola
person.
girl.
No.
But what do you get out of 10?
I'm giving it... I'll give it an 8 again.
I'm going to give it a 9 because it
Okay.
is really good.
Yeah, it's good. It's not overly sweet,
No.
and I wasn't sure what dandelion and burdock was going to taste like,
don't
and
know.
I'm not sure if we were tasting that.
No. I hope I'm not allergic to them.
Oh,
we'll find out.
God.
So thank you for that one, Brian and
Yes,
Jess.
okay. Interesting.
I like it.
Yeah.
And we got a package
I wonder where they
from...
got that.
I
They're
don't-
from Wisconsin, so it
I
must be...
don't know. I've seen it at vitamin stores, I almost
Okay.
want to say. And we got a package from Adam and Sophie, who were with us on our Ouija board episode.
Yes.
And Sophie
The
actually pops up again today in
Hazozo.
the podcast.
The Hazozo episode.
So they sent us an envelope.
So we don't even know if this is a taste test or not?
We have no idea what it is.
Okay. Could be a small animal. They're into animals.
I hope not, 'cause it's been sitting in my apartment for quite a while.
There's no holes poked. Oh, there's a variety of things in here. I can't even open this cardboard envelope gracefully. Okay, we got a postcard.
Yay! Thank you guys.
It says Museum of Death, New Orleans,
Wow.
where the Big Easy meets the Big Sleep.
Wow.
It says, Kurt and Krista, we don't recommend this museum. Yuck. But NOLA was cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
New Orleans.
Crazy and fun. Next time, come with. Love, Sophie and Adam. Well, we
Oh, thank you
absolutely would
guys.
do that. Thank you. Okay.
That gets a big yuck from Sophie.
Ooh, we got a bumper sticker
Oh, what does it say?
that says Born Again Voodooist.
I like that. Put that on your car.
Reverend Zombie's House of Voodoo. I like it.
Awesome.
Very cool. What's this? We've got earthworms, real worms. Oh, here's our taste test.
Oh.
Sweet, sour, and earthy, not just for the birds, is what it says on the back.
Thanks, guys.
It's very reminiscent of those.
I think
The
these look
package,
yummier.
because they have artificial coloring. There's a pink one, a blue one, a green one.
I've eaten earthworms already.
Are they pink, green, and blue?
No, they were just
Okay.
like earthwormy,
Just checking.
earthworm color.
Jubes, coconut gel. Oh my gosh. This is weird. Do you see how they squish around in
Yeah.
there?
Yes.
So it says coconut gel is a fibrous, cholesterol-free, and delicious dessert. Spend hours of fun munching these chewy, juicy cubes, or mix it with cocktails and other desserts to create your own treats. This
Lychee. I
Lychee.
like lychee flavoring.
flavored jubes is for those who prefer cool and refreshing taste. Ready to eat. Oh, this is weird. I almost need to take a video of this.
I wonder if we should save that for the next episode.
Should we?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's do the earthworms this episode, and let's do jubes. Let's do jubes next episode, because we're also gonna have the pickle beer to try next episode.
Ooh.
So next episode will
Gross.
be pickle beer and jubes.
Great. I'm going to get drunk before work.
This is weird.
Okay, I got to take pictures of everything.
Thank you so much, you guys.
Yes, this is fun. Real worms. Okay. Here's the voodoo. I'm going to put it down here. Do, 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 do. So I wonder if this museum was like dead people. Like,
No, I'm thinking it's like about death.
right, like embalming and like
Yeah.
all that kind of stuff.
I would assume there wouldn't be dead people there.
But maybe there were like, I don't know. She said we wouldn't want to do it, so I'm assuming it's bad.
Sophie and Adam, let us know what was at the Museum of Death.
Yeah, because now my mind is like going in really weird places. Oh, I suppose I should open these.
Yep.
I just set it aside, like pretending we did it.
I feel like those are marketed more towards
Paid
kids.
$4.29
Wow.
for these worms.
Thank you, guys.
What'd you say? Marketing towards kids?
Yeah, like I feel like these are going to be tastier.
God, I hope so.
Or it's just wishful thinking on my part.
It looks like lint.
Click lint.
Colorful lint.
Starting our day with some dandelion and burdock and worms.
Very earthy. Okay, getting there. Did you hear that?
I heard it.
Getting there. Sorry. Okay, I'm gonna take a green one.
Was
You
that
just
from
caught
Dazed and
onto that?
Confused?
Yeah.
You wouldn't even know what to do if you got there.
Son. I took a green one.
I took a pink because I like pink.
It doesn't smell like anything.
This one actually smells kind of good.
I don't smell anything. Okay, you ready?
Ready?
Oh,
That tasted
it
like
tastes like candy.
That tasted like a Trix.
It's like sour.
That tasted like a Trix.
I think I
piece
got
of
a sour
cereal.
one.
That was actually really good.
Yeah, it doesn't taste like a worm.
No, mine
It tastes
tasted
like candy.
Mine tasted like the red piece of cherry.
Was yours sweet?
Yeah,
Because I got sour.
I got sweet, but it tasted like cherry Trix or like the red Trix flavor.
I mean, it reminds me of...
I'm gonna try it, the blue one.
Can I have a pink one? I want a
There's
sweet
no more
one.
pink ones.
Oh, are the blue ones sweet or sour?
That one was sweet.
Okay. Maybe it's not by color.
That's actually
this
really
is a
good.
Huge one. I'm breaking it in half. Okay, I'm trying a blue one. That one's not sour.
It's actually really good.
It's got a weird undertaste,
Yeah.
but it's a worm. So what? What do you expect? Yeah, these are
It
surprisingly
tastes like
good.
breakfast cereal.
Much better than these
Yeah.
over here.
Yeah, you need to try harder.
Oh, okay.
What do you give that out of 10?
I mean, for a worm, I'm giving it a 10.
Yeah, for a worm, that's a 10.
As far as worms go.
You know, they just didn't shake a little bit of sour cream and onion flavoring on there and said, there you go at it.
Call it
this
a
is
snack.
Like, I had a feeling this was the way it was colored, that it was marketed to kids to bring
Yeah,
to
why
school.
would you make it gross?
I think that was actually really good.
Yeah, it reminds me of just like sweet and sour candy.
Yeah.
Like a
Yum.
Sour Patch Kid that's crunchy, maybe.
And the next episode will be the Jubes.
Yeah, I'm not sure what to think about those.
I wonder what can we, like, we should maybe, like, bring a bowl
I think
or
maybe
something to put them in.
a spoon. We would want a spoon.
Think so?
I bet we have cutlery in the closet, so I
Okay.
think we could do that.
But we'll do that next episode.
Okay, cool.
I could sit here and just play with this package.
I know.
Wow. Anyway,
Okay.
here we go. What
Serious.
happened to driving the Sirius bus?
Serious bus. I got
Okay.
up like 3 exits ago.
All right, for this episode, we are doing something a little different. I don't think we've ever done this before. We are doing a Stranger's Suggestions episode.
I mean, we've done episodes that strangers have suggested.
Yeah, but this is like
not like
this
a
is like 3 of them.
combination.
This
Yeah.
is like 3 of them in one episode because none of these were really girthy enough to use on its own.
Come on, you're just feeding these to me now.
I know, but I couldn't think of it. I was going to say meaty enough, but we said that before doing the podcast. And meaty, girthy, it's all...
Very double entendre.
Yes. So these are 3 ones that there's really not a lot to talk about, but I believe all 3 of these have Reddits or subreddits devoted to them.
Okay. Sorry, squeaky.
Chris, under her
I got to do
microphone.
something about this.
But all 3 of these, I believe, have subreddits devoted to them.
I'm fine.
Totally forget where I was going with this.
I'm going to give Kurt the giggles now.
But yeah, think of this. I know we say this all the time, but think of this more as the hors d'oeuvres tray. You know, something nasty on a Triscuit. That
Oh.
if you like it, you like it. You can look up other...
Yeah.
You can look it up online. But I thought all 3 of them were interesting stories. So
Hey, maybe one of these will turn into a listener's new favorite rabbit hole kind of thing.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
These are rabbit holes. They're really interesting.
Okay.
So the first story we are going to do was submitted by Sophie Ray.
Aw,
we love
how
Sophie and Adam.
appropriate.
And it involves the Matthew Thornton letters.
Okay.
I knew nothing about this
Me
until
either.
Sophie sent me this. And this one is kind of bizarre. I had a hard time piecing together where this all started or when this all started. But the gist of the story is that for quite a while now, at least since 2014, seemingly random people and businesses all across the country have been receiving mysterious letters sent to them by someone named Matthew Thornton. Thornton.
Okay.
The letters are actually like really cool looking. If you like Google search Matthew Thornton letters, a lot of people are putting pictures of their letters.
Okay.
And they're like really artistic and really cool, and I actually really like them. They're pretty and artistic, but the content is super bizarre. Here is someone's description of the letter they were sent. The person says, quote, front of the mailed envelope. The name at the top left read Matthew Thornton. Thornton. I always say Thornton, but it's Thornton.
Well, I think you don't have to be super deliberate about that
No.
first N.
The name at the top left read Matthew Thornton before being opened with text reading, quote, Western United States written underneath the name. Also drawn on the front of the envelope is a map of Northern California with Lake Tahoe highlighted in blue and intentional markings on the western coast of the drawing. Back of mailed envelope. No notable markings other than the words, quote, just 18 months apart in the bottom left corner and, quote, strike 2 written on the bottom right corner.
What?
Yeah. It's like I said, these are weird.
I'd be afraid to open it.
Front of the page enclosed in mailed envelope. It appears to be a photocopy of cutout pieces of paper, including a picture of a cat and the lyrics to Phil Collins' song, Another Day in Paradise. The lyrics, the cat, and the words, see the video on YouTube, and the words, over 240 million views, all appear to be separate pieces of paper placed on top of a photocopier. The title and singer of the song, The Eyes of the Cat, and the top of the cylinder are highlighted and appear to be physically highlighted rather than copied.
So it feels like
So
a
the-
serial killer kind of letter.
It kind of does. So this Matthew Thornton, took all these pictures, put them all on top of a photocopier and made like a little collage.
Okay.
Is that the right word?
Yeah.
Collage? Is that the word I'm
Sure.
looking for?
Yeah.
And then when that was done, he like physically highlighted the cat's eyes and like letters in the thing.
Okay.
Like right now, go on your phone and then Google Matthew Thornton letters and go to Google image search.
Okay.
You should see the one of the with the cat is going to be in the teaser image for this episode. But like I said, they're like super artsy and like pretty.
You know, they're just Googling Matthew Thornton. There's like some historical.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. We'll mention
There's
that.
part of that.
Yep.
Because letter to Matthew Thornton. Okay. Because I'm seeing like old letters too. So, The Secret of America, is that one of them?
Yes.
With like a map with.
Yes.
Weird.
They're weird, but they're pretty. I mean, they're like
Yeah,
really.
totally. It reminds me of that book that you have that has like all the puzzles and stuff in it.
Yeah, where
It's
there's
sorta
all like
that.
random things.
Maybe this
like
is some kind of weird treasure hunt.
that's what people don't know. I mean, people have no idea. But
Okay.
they're cool. They're cool looking.
Yeah. Okay. I'm intrigued. Also a little weirded out, but go ahead.
Okay, but it seems like it was highlighted. The eyes of the cat at the top of the cylinder are highlighted and appear to be physically highlighted rather than copied. Capital L's can be seen throughout the paper and envelope front, although the importance of this may not be notable. Back of the page enclosed in mailed envelope. Highlighted in pink is Lake Tahoe. Words written on paper include Paradise and Jackson, possibly referencing the cities of Paradise and Jackson in California in their respective locations on the map. Other markings include the words, quote, "Hey Tubby," written near the western coast of the map, and a strange intentional-looking ink mark in the northwest part of the map. The ink marking appears to correspond to a marking found in the same area on the map drawn on the front of the envelope. So, I mean, all the letters are different, too. There's a lot of references to the Tower of Babel. You know, I think that was it a biblical thing?
That
the Tower of
sounds
Babel?
like, yeah.
But there's a lot of references to that. But I just think these letters are so cool looking. I really do. A lot of the letters have the same references to things, and some of these things mentioned include gold, an upcoming solar storm, the Holy Grail, the phrase, quote, "The Secret of America," Alpha Centauri, California, and the phrase, quote, "West Coast Impact Zone." So, yeah.
It's like a doomsday kind of thing.
It is. It's weird. There are Reddit threads devoted to these letters, and they're filled with post titles like, quote, "Matthew sent us a letter," quote, "I got one, hi from Brooklyn," quote, "Matthew Thornton hits Amarillo, Texas," quote, "Thornton reaches Providence, Rhode Island," quote, "Our letter was addressed to stupid idiot," quote, "I work at a coffee shop in Connecticut. We were very hidden, so it surprises me that we got this letter," quote, "Follow-up letter in Portland, Maine," and so on, so on, so on. And people
Follow-up letter.
Yeah, so they've gotten two.
More than
so
one?
people all over the country and businesses all over the country have been getting letters from this person since 2014.
So nobody's getting it at their personal home
Yeah,
address.
some people are
they
getting at their personal homes. Some people are getting at businesses.
Kind of freaky.
And it's weird. I mean, it's just, there's like no rhyme or reason why some of these
There's
people.
nothing they have in common, really?
No. And some of these, there's probably a ton of people that have gotten these letters that have no idea what it is, so they throw it out.
Right.
You know, and I read a lot of these posts from people, and they say they get this, and they're like, "What is this?"
Maybe we'll get one.
And I was gonna say I have a ulterior motive for covering this in this episode, and that is because I really want us to get one of these envelopes. So Matthew Thornton, if you're listening,
yeah,
we have a P.O. box. We
you'll
would
have
love.
to stay tuned to
We
hear
would
it.
love it if you sent us one. So
That would be
that
so
was in the back
cool.
of my mind when I was doing this. But all these people, you know, they get this thing and they're like, "What is this?" And then they go on the internet and search for it, and they find out that all these other people are getting this letter from this person.
Of course, not anybody could send us a letter and pretend it's from him.
No,
and we
because
wouldn't-
he's got a very distinct.
he does.
Like, I think I would be able to tell the difference between
Okay.
a forged Matthew Thornton letter and an authentic Matthew Thornton letter.
Okay.
So, you know, like I said, who knows how many people got these and just threw them out or just threw them in a drawer because
Yeah.
they have no idea what it is. So there's a lot of people since 2014 that have been getting these letters from this person.
Interesting.
And it turns out a lot of people have talked to him. It turns out he posted his name and phone number on the discussion page on the Wikipedia article for the Tower of Babel. He put his phone number on there.
How do you know it's him, though?
people have called him. People
But-
have.
but it could be
It could be
anybody.
anybody. But people have called that. Right inside in the, like in the Wikipedia, if you do an update or edit something, you can put notes in there, and he put. You can text Matthew questions at and then this number, which I'm not going to say because I don't know if that's still his number or not.
So have people described what he sounded like?
Yeah, a couple people have said. One person said, "I haven't heard back from him about sharing the voicemails he has left me, but if he allows me to, I'll post them." So somebody said that he's gotten voicemails from the guy. We have a phone number too, Matthew. So give us a call.
Exactly.
But people have gotten voicemails from him. One of the people that he talked to said, quote, "some bullet points." And then he said that Matthew said, "all stars are grow lights," which is weird.
That grow lights refer to, well, I always think of marijuana.
So do I.
Okay.
He said
grow
that
lights are for growing any kind
all
of
stars
plants,
are grow lights.
Stars.
A flare hit California before it was called California, and that created the gold there. The Ming Dynasty went to get this gold in a lot of ships.
Okay.
So he thinks that's where all the gold came from. And people think that that's what the phrase West Coast Impact Zone means, that that's not something apocalyptic, but that's something that happened in the past.
Okay.
Because he talks a lot about gold, like gold in California and stuff like that, which has led people to believe it could be some kind of weird online treasure hunt, like Forrest Fenn's treasure.
Yeah.
Which we haven't talked about yet because that's going to be a backup episode. But anyway, the person says that he talked to said he has no internet accounts. He just looks at the internet from the library. He assures me that this isn't just an art project like I originally assumed. Another person that talked to him said, quote, "right before work, I spoke briefly with the guy. Nice fella, very cordial, well-versed in science. He's been sharing these messages for the better part of 10 years. The Sesame Street postage stamps he uses are kind of a joke on its theme song lyrics, quote, "can you tell me how to get?" He said the point was to inform everyone of a huge awakening and that there were portals or doorways that would open, and he's listed the location of at least one of them. So he thinks that these portals or doorways are opening. And then this guy also says a list of things discussed. NASA is taken from the word Anasazi, which is interesting because I never realized that NASA is actually in the word Anasazi.
Okay.
We discussed Operation Paperclip, the absorption of the Roanoke colony, cold fusion, the Philadelphia experiment, Yosemite National Park and its disappearing people, the face of the Half Dome, and he discovered that I don't know how to pronounce this word, but we have to have an episode on this too because I never really knew about these and they're fascinating. He discovered that the Quimbaya artifact plane is a glider that uses magnetic poles and it's not actually a plane.
There's just so much going on.
I know.
I'm overwhelmed by all of this.
I know.
I have this weird side thought, like, what does this guy's house look like?
I don't know.
I don't know. Chaos.
But people are like looking.
I'm picturing a map with lots of string.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly. A lot of people have posted, like when I looked at the Reddit group, people were posting just last week that they got letters from him. So he's still constantly sending letters out, and this has been going on since 2014. People have talked to him on the phone.
So my question about what does he sound like, I'm hinting at, does he sound like an older man, a younger man? Like that's what I kind of want to know.
That I don't know.
Okay.
But like I said, if this interests you, do a search for this. Reddit has a whole group.
I can't believe I've never heard of this.
I can't believe I haven't either because I feel
considering
like
how much you're on Reddit and like just the internet in general.
Yeah, and like I like anything that's like a weird little story. I usually like latch onto at some point, and this totally eluded me. So I don't know.
Oh, it'd be so cool to get a letter.
I know.
It really would.
I'm hoping we do. But like I said, I spent a while looking at people's pictures of the letters, and I just think they're so cool looking.
Yeah.
I don't understand the "Hey Tubby." I don't know. And then he dressed one that's stupid
like
idiot or something
like
that.
code for something.
Yeah. So I don't know.
Maybe that's his version of sheep, where
it's possible. It's possible.
Oblivious to what's going on.
But
I'm
as
curious
always,
to know what his thoughts are on coronavirus.
Yeah, I'm sure he's got some.
Oh yeah.
But as always, you got to take all of this with a grain of salt because it's on Reddit. And who knows if people are making up that they talked to him.
Right.
But
Do you think the letters are real, though?
Yeah, it sounds
Okay.
like a lot of people have talked to him,
Okay.
because he put his number up there and people were calling him, but I still don't know if the number's right in front of me, but I don't know if it's still active. And I don't want to put out the phone number out there and, it's some old lady somewhere.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, so Sophie sent me this and I just thought this was really interesting.
So do we have a theories
Yeah, we got a
segment?
couple
Okay.
theories. Theory number 1, he's a real sane person.
Sane?
Well, I got goofy ideas, and
that's-
I think I'm relatively sane. I think we could be living in a simulation.
But talking about it on a podcast on a podcast as a theory is a little different than sending random letters all over the country. He's taking it a step further, and he doesn't just have one weird theory. He's got like a whole bunch of theories.
Yep. But that is one of the theories, is that he's a real sane person. I think you can do stuff like this and be sane. I don't think you have to be insane in order to, granted you're walking the fine line between crackpot and sane person, but
he sounds incredibly intelligent.
Yeah, he does.
And I think that and I don't know, maybe I sound ignorant saying this because I'm not incredibly intelligent.
Whatever, you are incredibly intelligent.
No, I'm not. I feel like people who have that level of intelligence almost know too much. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And there is sort of like this risk of going a little nutty with your knowledge.
I don't remember if I said this on here, but, my dad did whatever it was my dad was doing.
007.
And he spent a couple months, I believe, at Caltech in California, the engineering school.
Yeah.
And he said he met some of the brightest people there that he's ever met. But he says it seemed like the brighter you were, like the less tight you were wrapped, because he said these people were like living on their own wavelength. They were just, so I totally agree with that there's something to that the smarter you are, the less in touch with reality, maybe.
Well, and I think it sounds like this person's gone down a lot of rabbit holes.
Yeah. Oh,
and
yeah. I totally agree with your idea.
Really get caught up in
there's a map, and then there's all these pieces of yarn attaching theories to theories.
Yeah.
But he seems harmless, and I think he is sane.
It seems like whatever it is he's concerned about, he's trying to warn people.
Yeah. Theory number 2, he's real, but he's schizophrenic or has mental disorders. So a lot of people
just jump to that conclusion.
I know, but a lot of people pegged him as being schizophrenic from his artwork on the letters and from the stuff that he talks about. But I think it's too easy to just dismiss that.
I agree.
Theory number 3, he's a group, not just one person.
Oh,
because there's too many letters.
It reminds me of the voicemails at the gyms.
Yeah, it totally. And Captain Coochie's key lime pies, kind of.
A little bit.
I always got to mention that so somebody can have a shot now with our bingo board. But it totally reminds me of the
Zach Bagans. There's another shot.
Just make people get drunk. But it totally reminds me of the calls to the gyms.
Yeah, it could be like, what do you call that? Like an online simulated, what do you call it? It like has a name where it's not a game, but it is
an ARG.
Game.
An ARG, an alternate reality game.
It could sort of be like that, right?
It could be, but I think since 2014, I think something would have came up by now. And theory number 4, and this one I came across a lot, surprisingly, he is a time traveler. Matthew Thornton was one of the signers of the Declaration of Independence.
Okay.
And that's where you were seeing...
Hence the black and white photo of the distinguished-looking man.
But there's people that believe he is a time traveler, that... Some people believe he's actually the Matthew Thornton that signed the Declaration of Independence and then traveled in time to our future and then traveled back to now to warn us about an impending disaster.
Okay.
Don't really buy that. But
I mean, he could have just picked that name too.
Oh yeah, that's what people say. People don't know if Matthew Thornton is his name or not, but why would you pick such an obscure name from the Declaration of Independence?
I feel like that's right.
So what do you think?
Have you looked into the actual Matthew Thornton?
No.
Was he into strange theories?
I looked into him a little bit, but nothing that I saw. So
because there could be some significance behind him choosing that name.
There could be.
Huh.
What's your opinion on this? You want mine?
My gut is that this is just some hyper intelligent person who is extremely educated, but has a lot of even conspiracy theories running around in their head, and maybe has gotten a little caught up in it.
Yeah, totally.
And is I don't know, trying to warn people. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, this is what they do full time, I'm guessing.
That's totally
They're
what I
probably
think.
independently wealthy and holed up in some, isolated mansion somewhere,
But
sending
it
letters.
spends his time putting these letters together.
Yeah.
And these like really elaborate artsy.
It seems like it would be very time consuming.
Yeah.
It could be like some kind of elaborate.
That's why some people believe it's a group doing
it could
this.
be
and
some
not just
kind of
one person.
elaborate marketing thing too. I don't know. Or
My
hoax of some
opinion
kind.
is I think he's real, and I think he's doing his own form of podcasting. I really do. I think
Sure.
I think what he's doing is like what you and I
I
are
guess
doing.
we talk about all these things he's
you and
talking about.
but he doesn't maybe have access to do that, or I mean,
He's
the guy
not on
said
the
he's not on the
interwebs.
internet, so maybe this is his way of doing podcasting, just randomly
Letter
sending things
writing.
out to the universe. How he's picking these people, I don't know. But yeah,
Interesting.
that is story number 1. That was submitted by Sophie. Thank you so much,
Yeah.
Sophie. That was a little rabbit hole I went down for quite a while.
Very
And
fascinating.
that is the Matthew Thornton letters. Matthew, buddy, send us a letter. We
Yeah,
would love
we'll
you to
give
send
you
us
the
a
P.O.
letter.
box.
P.O. box at the end of the episode.
We also have a phone number we're going to give you too.
Yeah. But
Give
I want a
us-
letter
give us
because
the
I really
cool.
like the artistic. It would look so
it would
cool
look very cool hanging
being
up
on
in
our
our
wall.
studio.
And put a cat on it because I really like the cat picture. So that is letters from Matthew Thornton.
Love it.
Thank
you,
you, Sophie. Story number 2 was submitted by Tiff Franks, who I talked to quite a bit, stranger Tiff Franks. So thank you so much, Tiff. You're awesome. And this is the story of the Tait house.
The Tait house.
The Tait house. This one is weird.
Had you heard of any of these prior to doing this
The
research?
last one.
Okay.
The last story. I've known about for a long time. Matthew Thornton letters and the Tait house were both completely new to
Yeah,
me.
I've
Like,
never
I
heard
knew
of this.
nothing about this. And then Tiff sent me this, and I was like, wow.
Okay. I'm ready.
So this one is really weird. A lot of
Weirder than the last one.
Yeah, this one is
Okay.
weirder than the last one. To me,
Okay.
this one is weird, and this one is
Weird in a different way.
weird in a different way. And this one is, I don't know. I honestly don't know what to make of this one. I don't know what to think about this.
Are
This
any of
is-
these stories sensitive to strangelings, or are we okay?
This one could be a little sketchy, but I don't think badly sketchy.
Okay.
But this one is disturbing.
Nobody's gonna have nightmares or-
No,
Okay.
probably not nightmares. But this one can be, the last one might be a little disturbing.
The very last one?
Yeah.
Okay.
But not badly disturbing.
So maybe strangers want to...
I don't know. We need to come up with a rating system for.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah,
That's
we
a
do.
good idea.
We'll work on that.
We'll work on that. Or somebody else will. Because we won't.
So a lot of the story about the Tait house comes from 2 articles that I read on the Mysterious Universe site,
course.
which we love.
Yep.
And there's also Reddit groups devoted to this. In 2007, Alan and Christine Tait moved into their house in, oh boy, I should have practiced this beforehand, Carmarthenshire.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's a mouthful.
In 2007, Alan and Christine Tait moved into their house in Carmarthenshire, Wales. I think we have a listener in Wales, actually.
I think we do too.
I think we have a couple.
I think
maybe.
we do. Yeah.
So they moved into their house.
Just say the Shire. They moved into the
Yes,
Shire.
They moved into their house. They moved into their house in Carmarthenshire, Wales. For 11 years, everything was perfectly normal in the house, and they lived a happy, routine life.
Wow, 11 years. Okay.
Yeah. Then, in June of 2018, Christine was in the kitchen one morning making coffee when she heard what she described as a weird flushing sound that she had never heard before.
Like a toilet flushing?
Like a flushing, I'm assuming flushing or pipes or something
Water
making
rushing.
a flushing sound.
Okay.
Christine later told the news site Wales Online, quote, "It was like a flushing noise that I heard first. I told Alan about it and that I couldn't figure out where it was coming from. He left his phone in the bathroom with the recorder on to try to pick up the source of the noise, and then we could hear a machine running. We started to record all over the house, and we picked up the sounds of chains, a motorbike starting, and people screaming." Yeah, weird.
This is sounding weirdly familiar.
The couple soon realized that the sounds were emanating from the home's basement, which was below the kitchen. When they went down to the basement and listened closely, it sounded like the strange noises were actually coming from beneath the dirt floor of the basement.
What?
Yeah. Alan dug, and there's a couple discrepancies here. Some articles say,
Did we talk about a story where weird noises were coming from a fireplace?
I don't remember that.
This might have been on Paranormal Palaver then. Like Jeff or Joe might have talked about this on Paranormal
Really?
Palaver. Yeah,
I
because
don't
this is
remember hearing
sounding
this on
so
Paranormal
weirdly
Palaver.
familiar to me.
Really?
Yeah. Okay. Unless I heard it on another podcast, but
Yeah.
I don't listen to paranormal podcasts that often.
I'm surprised that I've never heard about this.
Okay. I'm creeped out though, because why would they be sounds be coming from below the house?
I don't know. But there's some discrepancies because some articles I read said that Alan dug down in the basement floor.
Okay.
And some articles said he dug into the wall sideways. So I don't know which is the right one because I've heard both of them from them. It sounded like from them actually. So I don't know which one they did or if they did both. So Alan dug, some discrepancies here, down about 4 feet either down into the dirt or into the wall and placed a recorder in the hole. The recordings would contain tons of strange sounds, including screams, dogs barking, sexual sounds, crying, and the sound of machinery. And I have some of the clips. I have a few clips here.
Okay.
So,
interesting. I'm
so
excited.
play clip number 1. This is just voices. You're going to clearly hear voices that he recorded. And like, we don't know what language it's in, but it sounds like two people talking a little bit. You're going to hear what sounds like two people talking. He caught this on his recorder.
Okay, wow. There's nothing subtle about that.
So it's voices. There's voices.
Oh, yeah. Just having a normal everyday conversation.
Yeah. Yeah.
A woman. I definitely heard a woman.
He said when this started, he took his recorders and he placed them all around the house outside, and he said there was nothing.
They're coming from inside
They're coming
the house.
from beneath the area of the basement. There's those voices. So that's
11 years of nothing.
Yeah, and then this. So that's
weird.
This wasn't so weird. This is just the voices.
It's very weird.
It gets weirder. So this is the voices. So now play the next clip.
Okay. Do you want to lead into it at all, or we're just going to play it?
We'll just play it.
Okay.
It gets like more disturbing as progressively weirder. So that was just voices, and now he caught this on the recorder as well.
There was a lot of white noise in there.
Yeah.
But
you could, obviously
sounds
hear
like
a baby crying.
That
and like
very last one sounded like a cat.
Possibly.
You know how cats do that sound?
Yeah, but there's also like what sounds like some kind of machinery or a vehicle or something. And like I said, this, people at first assumed this was just sounds from outside. And he said no. He said that he would have, that's my question, is if there's like a weird acoustic thing. I mean, maybe there's a weird acoustic thing, but we'll get into something else a little bit.
Like sounds travel through pipes in really weird ways.
So is there like a weird acoustical thing going on? It's just bizarre. And he said he placed recorders around outside and caught nothing on any of them the same time he was catching these sounds from the basement.
And that's where I think that if there were some kind of new infrastructure that were added under the house.
But we'll get into that. We'll get into what he says.
Okay.
So now play clip number 3 is, I believe they looped this, and what people believe this is a woman saying something like, "Oh my God, the baby's died."
Oh no.
And
the last thing we heard was a baby crying?
It's looped 3 times, and it sounds like a woman saying, "Oh my God, the baby's died." Okay. It's like an EVP where it's hard to hear exactly, but people hear, "Oh my God, the baby's died."
Okay. So yes, overall that crazy white noise, I hear that.
Yeah.
And what's really striking is the anguish in the
Yeah.
lady's voice.
Yeah.
Like if like truly she
I
is
don't know if I'm
in
hearing,
anguish.
oh my God, for the first part, but I do hear the babies died.
I hear, oh my God, the baby's died. There's like a pause between
And
Maya
she
and
is-
God.
she
She is
is-
hysterical.
Yeah.
Like she just walked in and found her baby and she's
Yeah.
screaming.
Yeah.
That is like gut wrenching.
Yeah. And now the last
Oh,
one, I
it gives
don't
me the
honestly,
chills.
I don't honestly remember what's on this one.
Oh.
I believe this one is
Be a
looped.
surprise.
I believe this one is looped too.
It says stop.
Does it say loop?
It
Stop
says stop loop.
Okay, it's
Yep.
somebody saying stop. Apparently, I don't remember. I did this
We'll
last
find
week.
out.
So this is another sound that they got on their recorder.
Huh.
I don't know. I hear
Go away.
go away,
Stop.
stop, please,
Please stop. And then like some kind of loud.
I don't know if it's like a striking
Yeah.
or a gunshot.
Yeah.
I don't know. But so yeah.
So what's interesting about this is they're not just picking up like weird ambient noises from surround. They're all really like that first one's just a
There's
conversation.
some on
There's
on
more?
Alan Tate's YouTube channel. He has recording 5-hour recordings
Oh my
put
God.
on there where people are going through it and stuff.
Oh wow.
So he's got like these were the short ones that I got. He has some on there that are like hours and hours long of recordings, and it's not always this, but these
Sure.
were like the more striking ones.
Okay.
But there's a lot of mumbling of people talking, like I said, sexual sounds, dogs barking, crying, the sounds of machinery. He describes it a little bit more in a thing that I read coming up.
Okay.
So Alan said, quote, "All I really want is an explanation. Why are there people screaming? There must be something going on. We have placed microphones all over the place because we want to prove or disprove what we were hearing. We put microphones at the front of the house, at the back of the house, inside and out in the basement. The devices we left in the basement picked up the screaming and other noises. The other devices, which were all recording the same time as at the front and back of the property, picked up nothing at all." So he's puzzled as to what is going on.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know.
The couple became so freaked out that they had the basement sealed off, but they made a hole in the floor on the upper level that they were able to use to lower a recorder into the basement. Police were called to the house but could not find an explanation for the sounds.
But they could hear them too?
No. And when the reporters and police came to the house and tried to capture the sounds themselves, they were unsuccessful.
Well, that's weird.
That is weird. So,
But that's kind of how
yeah.
hauntings work
Well,
too.
that's the thing is that people don't know. We'll get into that.
Okay.
Alan started uploading his recordings to his YouTube channel where people would analyze the sounds and try to figure out what was being said or identify what the sounds were. So those are some of the clips that I had
Okay.
are what people are pouring through that he puts on YouTube.
So they're on YouTube right now. We could all go there and
Yep.
listen. Okay.
Just look up Alan Tait, ALANTAIT, and you'll find these recordings and stuff. So some people believe that these sounds are just a weird acoustic thing from a nearby park or something. But with some of these sounds, like people...
What's happening in this
Yeah,
park?
I don't want to visit this park. Other people suspect that the sounds are paranormal in nature and possibly came about from something that happened in the home's basement. I don't really...
Just seems like such a weird variety of things.
Yeah.
Some of these seem related.
Yeah.
But they're just a couple snapshots. If there's
Yeah.
a lot more that
Yeah.
he captured,
I don't know if I buy the paranormal.
I don't know if I do either.
And some people agree with Tate's theories of the sound, and their theory is that there's some kind of subterranean dwelling or structure beneath their house that is being used for human trafficking or a drug lab.
That could be.
And I totally
Are there
could
like
see
catacombs under there?
There's
when you
there's
think of the
something under
Paris
there.
catacombs,
There is something under there,
Oh,
according
there
to him.
is.
Yeah.
Okay.
The Tates have left the house and are traveling around, handing out brochures about what is going on at the house to try to drum up interest from the police. Alan said, quote, Hundreds of people have been in touch with us and agreed that this needs to be properly looked at. We're traveling around the country handing out posters and flyers about what we think is going on. We want as many people as possible to know about this so that the police are urged to carry out a more thorough investigation.
Wouldn't you find like the nearest manhole cover and be like, all right, let's solve this ourselves?
We don't want to go back until the matter has been resolved. I think we're dealing with a serious criminal gang here, and I think our lives could be in danger if they knew where we were. So the flyers and posters they have been handing out to people or hanging up say, quote, "Please help. In August 2018, we discovered what we think is an illicit drug manufacturing factory running somewhere underneath our house. Women and children can be heard screaming. We reported it to the police, who first ignored us and then did not bother to listen to the audio recordings we made. The recordings were made secretly in a 1.5 meter shaft tunnel into the side of our basement. On the recordings, you can hear women screaming, 2 foreign men talking, and an automated machine running and flushing, and when it flushes, it emits strong gas. We do not speak the language, but it appears to be that one man is teaching the other man how to use the machine. If you follow the link below, you can listen to these recordings. 3 of these machines can be heard running. Some are faint in the distance. A printing press can also be heard running. In a lot of the recordings, a motorbike can be heard and sirens that sound like a police car. There are never any other traffic sounds, just that motorbike and the sirens. There is an old World War II sealed bunker nearby and a 2.5-mile stretch of road underground running from it. So it's very possible that there is something going on in that tunnel beneath his house. One microphone was left outside of our house and someone found it. They took it away, erased what was on it, and returned it. By mistake, they recorded themselves walking back to return the microphone. That's weird.
That's really weird.
Yeah, I don't know. And then he says, "This is not a hoax. Please help. I don't know what to think." And that's what I got.
I'd
for
have
the,
to move. Yeah, I'd have
That's
to
what I got for the. I could, if there's an
because that's way
unused.
scarier than paranormal
Oh God,
activity.
yeah. I would be way more afraid of a drug lab or human trafficking.
Oh.
But he says there is a road, an unused military bunker
Underground road.
that goes. I don't know if he knows if it goes directly below his house.
It wouldn't need to though. The
No.
way sounds carry through.
But then why would the
sewer pipes?
Why
and
would
things
the
like
police
that?
not have gone down and checked that out? Or
Maybe
I
they
don't
know
know
about it.
So I don't know. And
Here come the conspiracy theories.
yeah, totally. There's people that think that the police know what's going on down there, and they think it is a traffic, like sex trafficking or human trafficking or whatever. But the recordings that we played are disturbing. That almost sounds more like trafficking than I think a drug lab.
Yeah, I don't know about the drug and a printing press. That's very specific.
Yeah.
Like,
But there's some people too
could see
that
money laundering or something.
there's some people that believe that they're making this up, and I don't know.
I guess you could record any of these sounds anywhere.
Yeah.
They could have come from a TV.
Yeah.
They could have, you know what I mean?
Yeah, totally. I mean, it could have been from a soap opera for all we know.
Right.
You know, so I
They're
honestly,
recording Days of Our Lives.
yeah, I'm stumped.
I think the most likely explanation, other than they're making it up, is that they're catching sounds coming through some kind of pipe, you know.
Why wasn't it there
under their ground?
Why did it just recently start?
Maybe whoever's down there just discovered it in the last few years.
Yeah, that's
Human
true.
trafficking is like huge right now.
Yeah.
And I think it has been for a while, but I think it's getting worse and worse. And I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, I'd like to know if something does go directly underneath his house, if there is
or
a
at least
road from
close
this
enough
bunker.
by.
Yeah, but would
Because it's amazing the way sound
I
travels,
just have
especially
a hard
through
time
water.
thinking that people would not be investigating this bunker
I do too.
unless they're in on it. I don't know.
Right.
I just don't know what to make of this. It's freaky and it's disturbing.
It's somewhat unbelievable.
Yeah.
So that's maybe why the police don't want to look into
Yeah.
it. But you'd think they would at least do the most basic investigation.
So
Weird.
if this is
So they
something
moved.
that
When did they move?
I don't know if they technically moved. I think they're
They
just not
don't
living
live in
at the house.
Do they have kids?
I don't know. I don't know.
Okay.
But like I said, if this is something you're interested in, there are Reddit groups devoted to
Crazy.
this. There is his YouTube page where one of these clips that I got, he uploaded a couple days ago, actually.
Okay.
So it's current. It's going on and it's current. And like I said, he's got 5-hour clips on there of his recordings and people are going through them. So I don't know what to think.
Really cool topic,
I
though.
think that the trafficking or a lab underneath.
Some kind of illegal activity.
I don't know.
Maybe not even illegal activity. Maybe
But like the baby
maybe
crying.
it's homeless.
The baby crying.
Maybe it's just homeless people.
It could be homeless people.
Not just, but I mean.
Yeah, but it could be.
Yeah.
Living in that. But I don't know. It's
weird.
It's bizarre.
It's a little bit of stumper, I guess.
It's a head scratcher, according to Krista.
And I like head scratchers.
So thank you so much for introducing me to that story,
cool.
Tiff, because I had no idea about that. So thank you.
You know how many of these types of stories there probably are out there that
I know.
we're not aware
I know.
of? And you think we're going to run
That's
out
why
of
I
topics?
appreciate people. I know. I might be foolish.
Yeah, a little bit. No, you're not foolish. I'm just saying.
And now we get to our last story.
Okay.
For this episode.
This might be a sensitive one, you're saying?
It's not really, but it's just bizarre.
Okay.
I wouldn't even say it's sensitive, but it's just the idea behind what people think is going on in this is creepy.
Okay.
So story number 3 was sent to us by Ray Pexon, stranger Ray Pexon. It was actually a while ago.
Is he a new stranger?
I think he's an older stranger. This was actually sent to me a while ago, but I've known about this video for years and years.
Okay.
Because it always pops up in like weird YouTube videos.
Okay.
And that is the story of the blank room soup video.
Okay.
So Krista's got it. We're going to pause it right now. Krista is going to watch this video and we will be back before you know it.
Okay.
So if you guys have never seen this video, by the time I post this episode, I will have it up in the strangers. So Krista, blank room soup.
Perplexing.
What do you think?
I can't tell if the guy is an actor or if he's really crying. I can't tell if he's actually eating the soup, but he's eating it with like a weird, large wooden
splashing it all over the place.
Yeah, there's like noodles all over. It feels somewhere in Asia just by the costumes that the people are wearing. And I can't tell if he's Asian, but he kind of looks like he could be because they have like
a black bar over his face.
They're comforting him as he cries over his soup.
Yeah.
I don't I don't really understand. It's one of the weirdest things I've ever seen, but okay.
Yeah, I've seen this for years. Like I said, I love weird YouTube stuff.
Obviously.
So if you've never seen this video, it's posted right now in the strangers. So pause the show and go and watch it. Okay,
Unless
welcome
you're driving,
back.
don't do that.
Unless you're driving. I first stumbled across this video sometime back around 2011 or 2012, and it was a major WTF after I watched it. This video was usually lumped in with what are called dark web videos.
That has that feel to it.
Yeah, the dark web
is just a rabbit hole you don't want to go down.
Part of me, we're going to have to do an episode on it at some
Yeah.
point. So I kind of want to putz around. I want to go check it out.
I don't, ever.
But I just feel like it's one of those things where it's like the urban legends about it are worse than the reality of it. You know,
I think there's probably some pretty horrific things on the dark web.
There's constantly people getting busted for child porn and stuff on there. So, I mean, I'm not saying the dark web's not sketchy
There's
place.
a lot of good stuff that happens on it too. I've seen documentaries on this.
Oh yeah, so I mean, there's
it's like the wild west of the internet.
There's like gore videos, it's like snuff videos and stuff. So dark web is different, and that's where people say that this came from. So the video is just bizarre.
Although this is pretty mild probably compared to what's on there.
It's believed to have surfaced around 2008. And what makes it scary is that there's like no context for what's going on in this video. Rumors started to circulate soon after that the man eating the soup was being held prisoner somewhere and was being tortured and was starved to the point where he finally ate the bowl of soup that was said to have meat in it made from his dead wife or dead child, both which have been murdered by the strange figures in the video.
Okay.
That's super dark.
Well, and it's also just like, where are you basing this?
Yeah. Another rumor says that the soup is the man's last meal, and he's crying because he knows that when he finishes it, he will be murdered by the two figures seen in the room with him. It's even said that the full video features the murder of the man, his blood contrasting with the whiteness of the walls in the room. So I don't know. So
or it's not real.
What? Huh?
Or it's not real. It's just acting.
Or it's just an art project. So what's the story behind this video? And you're gonna, if you do a search right now, watch those things where it's like
crazy rabbit hole,
where it's where you can watch these things. They're like the top 10 scariest YouTube videos, and this always shows up on it.
It's not scary, I guess.
And
it's
I think
just
it comes more from the implied.
I
think it comes more from the story that people have made
about
it.
Yeah. They don't show you the monster.
No,
quote
exactly.
unquote. Yeah.
A YouTube channel called Rainbot, and I've seen a lot of Rainbot videos.
Okay.
It's really good. Did an excellent video about the blank room soup story, looking into debunking it. According to the Rainbot video, the blank room soup video first turned up on Daily Motion in 2008 on an account called Ray Ray TV. The Ray Ray TV channel featured animations with characters that are obviously the basis for the costume scene in the soup video. The description of the video said, quote, "A clip of people who look like us doing something to someone that we would never do, we promise." Digging further into the Ray Ray character brings up a man named Raymond Percy. Percy is an animator, director, voice actor, producer, and screenwriter. He's directed a bunch of episodes of The Simpsons, actually, which is kind of cool.
Okay.
He created a character called Ray Ray and made some full-body Ray Ray costumes for performance art. The characters in the blank room soup video are wearing Ray Ray costumes. So since Percy is the one who uploaded the video and the video has characters he created in it, most people then just assumed it was a weird art project or experiment put out by Percy himself. Rainbot emailed Percy and asked him about the video. Percy emailed back saying, quote, "Ray Ray is a performance I created years ago. That's also the two characters' names, Ray Ray. I created them as a way to visualize and have fun with my feelings on loneliness and isolation at the time. They were sort of caricatures of me. Ray Ray didn't have the tools to communicate or express their thoughts, but still stood out and drew attention from the outside world whether or not they wanted to. They started out as doodles, then paintings, then art pieces, until finally what you see in the videos, full-bodied characters, existing and living in the world, and yet so completely apart from it. For a project that at its core was about isolation and misunderstanding, I met and got to work with a lot of great performers and artists. Ray Ray mostly performed in LA, but we did get to take them across the US and even to a few other countries. One time we performed at a club on the Sunset Strip in Hollywood. I think it was the Key Club. They had such a small backstage area that the dressing room was a dirty, broken down RV in the alley behind the club. We were performing with a circus troupe type group that had dancers, drummers, fire eaters, etc. This group had a fan base in LA, so there were a lot of people there that knew our act. After the show, we were all in the now empty club, striking the stage and loading equipment, the not fun part of performing. When my group went back to the RV to pack our stuff and to get some food, we found that most of our Ray Ray props and costumes had been stolen. The door didn't have a lock, and the alley led right to a busy street, so it might have been someone in the audience, but really it could have been anyone. Needless to say, I was very, very upset. Luckily, we had just enough extra costumes made so Ray Ray could still perform, but it was still a blow to all of us. A few weeks later, I got home from work, turned on my computer, and saw an email with an attachment. It was the video that everyone is now calling blank room soup, the guy in the bib with his eyes blacked out eating God knows what out of a bowl with a big spoon, and my characters standing around him. I put it up on YouTube so I could share it with my group. We talked about it at length. Was the guy crying, laughing? We couldn't tell. Honestly, the strangest part to me was that the Ray Rays in the video moved and behaved exactly the way they should. It's something that new performers have to train for weeks to get right when we rehearse new acts. I don't think we had that much video online at the time to reference either. It was a little strange to us thinking that the people who were making these videos had been watching us perform for perhaps some time. Later, I was sent a link to another soup video. I like weird stuff, and even though they were using my stolen characters, I found the videos funny, even if they are a little insulting to my creations. Some of the people in my group even reposted some of the Ray Ray soup videos later on. There are more clips than the ones posted. I think the last one I got was a few years ago. You're making me wonder if the people who made them are all seeing this online attention too. So he claims that he did not do this.
So those videos were sent to him.
Yeah, he claims that those videos were sent to him. Rainbot was pretty convinced that Percy was being genuine, so she ended up not being able to debunk the video.
You know, I did have this moment watching it where I was like, is he laughing or is he crying?
Yeah.
And the only thing that convinces you that he's crying is that the characters comfort him.
Yeah.
So you assume he's crying, but
Yeah.
he could have been laughing. I don't know.
Then the website The Ghost in My Machine, which I have talked about on here in the past, it's
Yeah.
a really good website, started researching it. Her research brought her to a long deleted forum run by someone named Mr. Enigma. The Ghost in My Machine website states that Mr. Enigma claimed to have been contacted by a hacker who admitted that he had stole the suits. He claimed he did it as a statement about how capitalism corrupts art and that he freed Ray Ray from that corruption by stealing the suits. This mysterious hacker also claimed that he hacked Percy's email account and that he was the person Rainbot had been emailing with and not Percy. But I don't know. She was kind of doubtful
Probably
as to
possible,
this person, this
It's
story
amazing
that
what
the
hackers
person
can do, though.
Yeah. So it's been over a decade now since it was released, and there's still no answer as to what this video is about. People still believe that it is something nefarious, that there's something,
Like,
it's
I would
always
like
tied in
someone
with
to
torture.
have
It is always tied in
Well,
with
yeah.
torture.
I mean, it seems like he's being tortured if he's crying. It does. I would like someone to have an in-person conversation with Percy, not an email conversation.
I really don't know if anybody ever talked to him about it on camera. I really don't know.
So, I mean, it does lend credit to the idea that they could have been emailing with a hacker and not him.
Yeah, I don't know.
Huh.
So 3 theories.
So it could be totally innocent.
It could be.
Not innocent.
Yeah.
I mean, you know what I mean? Okay.
But a lot of
theories.
people have tied this in with a torture, but I don't know.
When I Googled it, the first thing that came up was
explanation.
Torture explanation.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that
So,
tie it in with it's like a snuff video, like the first part before the man is killed, or that he's being forced to eat his dead wife in the soup. So the 3 basic theories, number 3, the account of the suits being stolen is true, and it was done to save Ray Ray from the corruption of art.
Okay.
So that somebody stole those suits, and then they're making these weird videos just to do something, I guess. I don't know. I don't.
I mean, artists, sometimes art is weird and I don't get it.
Yeah.
So I guess that
Yeah.
could be true.
Yep.
Performance art is strange.
Yeah. But then this has nothing to do with Percy. Somebody stole these suits
Right.
and they're doing this on their own.
Right.
Theory number 2, the video really is last moments of a man who is eating wife soup and is about to be murdered on camera.
I feel like if that were true, his demeanor would be a little different.
I don't know.
Like, he's just sort of,
They're saying that he's been tortured and starved and that he's scarfing down this soup. Whether he knows he's going to get killed or right after, or whether he knows he's eating his dead wife, but he's so hungry that he's got to eat this soup.
But if he knows he's going to die anyway, why would you eat it?
I don't know.
I wouldn't eat it if I knew I was. I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't buy that.
You don't buy
it.
that it's an
No.
actual snuff video or a
No,
torture
and
video.
I couldn't tell if he was acting or if it was genuine. So to me, I don't know. I think you can really tell if someone's in anguish. And
Like you think the baby
that was real.
was anguish.
That sounded real to me.
And the last theory, the whole thing is an art project done by Percy, who decided to keep the whole thing a mystery. And this, a lot of people think that the guy eating the soup is Percy.
What does he look like? Can you find a picture of him?
I don't get a signal here. You could see pictures of Percy.
What's his last name? How do you
Raymond.
spell it?
His first name is Raymond Percy.
Percy.
But one thing is that there was a picture where you can see how he parts his hair.
Okay.
And it looks exactly the same as the person eating the soup parts their hair. So that almost makes me think that
he does have sort of a
like
Asian
ethnic
look
like
to him.
Yeah. So there are
And his hair could...
It looks like the hair from the guy in the...
I mean, he looks a little bigger than the guy in the video, but this could
but
be a
that was
very
years
recent
ago.
photo.
But doesn't that look... His hair
It
looks
does.
like... So there's a
Interesting.
lot of people who believe that the person eating the soup is Raymond Percy himself.
This feels like the most logical explanation.
So what is your...
That's it right there. I feel like it's a publicity stunt that I've never heard of / weird performance art,
I'm going to agree with you. I think it is. I think Percy did it. I think that is him.
Yeah, that's definitely a character.
Yeah, I think that is him. And I think this might have just been something he made just to make it. And then it got out. And then he made up a story to go along with it to, increase the mystery behind it. I don't think that it's really a dark web snuff video that the guy is going to die.
I don't think so
But
either.
you're going to see a lot of that on the internet. A lot of people talk about the blank room soup video, saying that it's a torture video.
It's because I think people want it to be
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
That's way more sensational than just an art performance piece.
Yeah. So there you go.
Not buying it. I think it's just him.
Yeah, I think it's just him too. I really do. Or I think the other likely one is that somebody did steal the costumes and they're doing it. I don't think that the person eating the soup was killed. I think it was just a weird, surreal piece of art.
I don't think it was wife soup.
I don't think it was wifey soup.
It was ramen noodles or something.
I don't think it was a weird...
Because you can see noodles all over the table around the bowl.
Yeah, well, that's because he's shaking so bad because he knows he's going to die.
Or he's trying to eat it with a ginormous wooden ladle. I mean, that's a problem.
That's because he's starving. He's tortured and starving. So
starving artist, maybe? I don't know.
I don't know. I don't think that it's a snuff video. I don't think. I think that it's an art piece. Whether or not my leanings are towards it being Percy doing it, because I think that is him in the chair.
Yeah.
But I don't know. So there
That's
you go.
What I think.
There are 3 stories. Thank you for submitting that
like
one,
these.
Ray. So I didn't know if
What's
this episode.
your favorite of the 3?
The Tait House one is bizarre. The Tait House one is probably my favorite of the 3.
Although we want a letter.
We do want a letter. I would just love to talk to this guy. I'd like to have him met. If you want to come to Wisconsin, we can have you. You can stay with Krista. We'll have you on the podcast.
Yeah, you and my dog can cuddle.
The Tait House one is fascinating but scary, like real life scary, not like paranormal scary, but like real life scary. The Ray race, the soup one used to freak me out back in the day, but I think I've gotten more cynical and like, no, it's not.
You can put anything on the internet.
Somebody being tortured. So hopefully this episode worked. This was like we never did this before. We did 3.
I like it.
But like I said, there wasn't really much to go on with all of these, so I figured this was a nice stranger submission episode. If you didn't like it, sorry. Our next episode will go back to one topic,
normal format,
and it's going to be a topic that actually a lot of people have requested we do.
Cool.
So that'll be next episode.
Yeah. So you said this wasn't a very meaty episode, but I feel like each one of those topics was a tasty meatball.
You think it was like the soup the guy was eating? It was a little meaty.
Tasty wife meatball.
Tasty wife meatball. That'd be a good name for a band.
What?
So
I love it.
So now we also have a voicemail sent in by Stranger Elizabeth. Super excited about this because I was sitting on my couch and all of a sudden my thing dinged that we got a voicemail and I was like, yay.
And it wasn't like a personal friend of ours who feels bad for us.
No. So she ran out of time the first time and then she called back, but through the magic of editing, I stitched it together.
Okay.
So
yeah, if that ever happens to you,
this is a funky story too.
Well, and if you have a longer story, just call back and we'll stitch it together. So that's a good example. Okay, hold on.
So this is a voicemail from Stranger Elizabeth.
Hello, Kurt and Krista. My name is Elizabeth. I'm from Maryland. I have been just loving your podcast. I've been listening every day at work recently, and it's just completely freaking me out, but I love it. Sorry, excuse me. I really wanted to share what I consider my first paranormal experience with you guys. I think I was about 10 or 11 years old when this happened. It's really the first thing like this that has ever kind of stuck in my mind. I don't know if anything else has happened before this, but this is the one that I always think back to because it changed my life, changed my views on things, and just completely scared me. Scared the shit out of me, really. It happened at my friend's house. I had an older friend. She was maybe 2 or 3 years older than me, and her sister was maybe 4 years older than her. We went over there. They were a very, I guess, traditional Indian family. The sister, the younger sister, she was my close friend. And the older sister decided that it was a good idea to bring out a Ouija board. They didn't want their very religious parents to see us playing with it, so the sister recommended, let's do it in the closet. Let's go into my bedroom and we'll play with it in the closet on the floor. So we go in there, and I don't remember ever actually asking the board anything. I just remember the three of us sitting there and putting our hands onto the planchette, and all of a sudden I remembered the board being there, and then it wasn't. And we're all sitting there with our hands still on the planchette, and the planchette sitting on the carpet in the closet. And the three of us just started looking around, freaking out because, of course, what in the world was going on? Where did the board go? And we looked all around the room, and then the older sister, I remember her saying, well, maybe it's downstairs in the basement. And I remember this very clearly to this day. Their basement, we had a lot of storms come through the area a couple of days beforehand, and their basement had about 1.5 feet of water in it because it had flooded. We went downstairs to go check to see if it did, in fact, go into the basement. And I remember standing on the basement stairs. They were like open stairs just on the side of the wall, so we could stand on the stairs and see into the whole entire basement. And still clear in my memory to this day was the Ouija board floating on the water that was in the basement, face up, just like it just simply fell through the floor of the closet that we were playing in. Needless to say, I have not touched a Ouija board since then. I never will. I do not like the feelings that memory gives me, and I always tell people if they think of playing with the Ouija board, I tell them that story, and I don't know if people believe me. It's it's a little far-fetched, and I don't know. I don't know if it was somebody trying to warn us about doing it to stop us from playing with it. I don't know if it was something evil that did it. I have no idea, of course, but I will never mess with those again. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed the story. Keep up the good work. Once again, I just love the podcast. You guys are awesome. Thank you. Bye.
Wow.
So that's weird.
Oh, my goodness.
I remember I was listening to it when I edited the two together, and it's like, wow. It was like the Ouija board was there 1 minute, and then it just like fell through the floor.
I've never heard a story like that before.
I thought that was really interesting.
Wow. Well, and something that I said to Kurt while we were listening is like, what made the older sister think maybe it's in the basement of all places? Like,
because
why the basement?
I feel like she thought if it's there 1 second and then it's gone, it could have just like it went through the floor. It just fell down to the basement.
That's freaky.
And that's where it was found. So I don't know.
Floating in the water in the basement has a very it feel to it.
Yeah. So it was there 1 second, then all of a sudden it was gone, and then it was down in the basement. So that is
That's creepier than something being spelled out on the board.
Oh, yeah.
That's really creepy.
The fact
because
that the
they
board
have
is there
lost...
1 second, and then it's all of a sudden it goes through the floor.
Well, and it's almost like they have lost time.
Yeah. Yeah. But I like her assessment that it could have been somebody saying, don't use this thing. And they pulled it right down through the floor into the basement.
Or whatever it was trying to pull them down too.
True.
Ugh.
So that's just...
Okay, glad you lived to tell the story.
Yeah.
Thanks
that's
for
just
listening,
a
Elizabeth.
really good story.
Yeah, that's really
interesting. And thank you for the sweet things you said about us.
Yeah.
So
yeah, very
I don't
cool.
know. That creeped me out
That's
pretty bad
really
when
creepy.
I was sitting at home last night and like, shouldn't listen to that stuff before bed.
That does give you the chills.
Yeah. So thank you so much, Elizabeth. So glad you left us a voicemail. And we also got an email.
Okay. I'm going to read this. This came to our Gmail account, which Kurt will give out. Oh, I'm not taking a picture. Techie. I'm not a techie. Oh, my goodness. Okay, gallery.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, my gosh. Okay. Hi, Kurt and Krista. I first came upon your podcast while doing research for Lake Michigan Triangle. I've listened to all of your episodes, and I enjoy them so much.
Yay, thank you.
Thank you. To give a little background about myself, I am a tarot reader, psychic, medium, shamanic practitioner. I worked out of a small metaphysical shop in Minneapolis for quite a few years, but now I'm semi-retired. Now I'm semi-retired and living in beautiful Door County. Yay, Kurt and I love Door County.
Door County is awesome.
Yes, we've been there with our friend Rhonda. We took a road trip there, but my husband and I honeymooned there. We go there for our anniversaries.
Aaron got married there. His wedding was up there.
Yeah, it's so beautiful.
Yeah,
I'm jealous.
Door County.
I want to live in Door County.
Someday.
A large part of my work at this point is helping earthbound spirits to cross over. In parentheses, pet peeve, reality TV, quote unquote Ghostbusters who yell and scream at spirits and act as if they're being attacked. Good grief. Just do your job. It's totally unnecessary to make such a fuss.
It's true.
It is true. Anyway, I loved your recent episode on strange phone calls, and I thought I'd share my experience. This happened in January 2010. My husband and I had rented a beach house on St. George Island off the Florida Panhandle. After checking in, we found that the landline had no dial tone and we had no cell reception either. And in parentheses, she says, and yes, my first thought was, this is basically the beginning of every horror movie I've ever seen.
Yep.
We did have internet, so I emailed the rental office and they said someone would check into it the following day since it was now evening and well past their regular office hours. The next morning, I was sitting in the living room when the phone rang. I figured it was the rental office or maybe the phone company technician. But when I picked it up, a strangely inflected, almost mechanical voice said, quote, "Is Don there?" I said, "I'm sorry, no, this is a vacation rental." The person on the other end did not react to what I said, but repeated in exactly the same tone, "Is Don there?" I got freaked out and hung up the phone. A few minutes later, there was a knock at the door. It was the rental manager. He said, "I apologize. They haven't been able to get the phones working yet."
I know. Just, you know how I am with phone stuff. That gives
Yes.
me the heebie-jeebies. When I
It
first read
does.
this, I was like,
They tell me it'll probably take until tomorrow to get them fixed. I said, "Okay, thanks," and shakily shut the door. I went to the phone and picked up the receiver. No dial tone.
it's so weird.
I later happened upon a family history of the home we were staying in and found that the original owner/builder had been a man named Don, who at that point had been dead for 20 years. Maybe just a coincidence, but it sure shook me up. She says, "Stay strange, Amanda."
Wow.
Yeah, wow. To in 1 minute get a phone call on a phone, and the next minute a knock at the door saying, "Yeah, sorry, we can't get the phone fixed yet."
Yeah. My phone phobia is well documented, and the idea of a call coming in on a phone that isn't hooked up
It's
freaks
really
me out
freaky.
like no other.
It's really
That
freaky.
just bothers me like,
Asking for someone who's been dead for 20 years.
yeah. So that is bizarre.
It feels residual, though, the fact that it just repeated itself.
I don't like the way she describes.
Mechanical
Yeah,
tone.
like the way she describes the voice.
Yeah, that's
freaks
weird.
me out. So this
That's freaky.
email creeped me out pretty hardcore.
Yeah.
So thank you, Amanda.
Thanks for freaking Kurt out.
Yeah,
No, that's a really cool story. I can't
it is.
explain that.
I can't either, and I don't want to. I don't
Nope.
like phones. So, wow, thank you
Yeah.
for the story.
Yeah.
And she's from, I believe, Sturgeon Bay.
Sturgeon Bay, yep.
I've never really spent a lot of time in Sturgeon Bay.
I've gone out to eat at a couple places in Sturgeon Bay, but it's sort of that place you pass through to get to Door County.
Yep. Exactly. So now I think all we have left, we have two things left. I think we have our song selections
Mm-hmm.
for, what was her name? Shannon, that is making a playlist.
Yeah.
And I think we got a pickle joke.
Pickle joke.
And
What do you want to do first?
Song.
Song? You
So,
go first.
Me go first?
Yep.
A lot of people liked my Plea from a Cat Named Virtue song. So
You
I'm
made some
glad.
people cry and they were angry about that.
It
but-
wasn't. That's because they listened to the one I told them not to listen to. The song "Virtue the Cat" explains her departure. I said, "Do not listen to it because it will ruin your soul because it is so sad."
okay.
But "Plea from a Cat Named Virtue" is a happy song. But then I was reading like on YouTube comments, people said that song made them cry, and I don't understand that because I feel like it's a happy song. It's your cat giving you a pep talk, giving you a pep talk, telling
Yeah.
you to get your stuff together and stop whining and moping and get out and live. So my song for today, I actually had to think about this on the way here.
Well, Kurt just dropped it on me. I didn't realize we were doing this every episode.
She said
So now
every
I
episode.
will
So for
come
the rest of this
prepared now.
season, at least,
Okay.
so she can get a nice playlist, which I
Okay.
think is such a cool idea.
It'd be cool if she were able to upload it somewhere. Then.
I know.
Okay.
I keep saying she. I hope it's a she.
Shannon?
Shannon.
Oh, that's right. We weren't sure.
I hope it's a she. My song is, I thought about it on the way here because that's when it popped in my head that we needed to do this. And this song is from one of my favorite singer-songwriters that I think is just like criminally underrated because I think he's so talented and he's so amazing and like so few people know about him.
Okay.
And his name is Josh Rouse.
Yep.
I adore Josh Rouse.
Never heard of him.
His albums are so good.
So
And
he's a singer?
yeah, he's a singer-songwriter. It's just him.
But does he write songs for other people?
I don't think so. I think it's
Okay.
just him. But he is so good.
Josh
I mean, that's what like they call like the solo person that goes out like who would be a singer-songwriter? Like James Taylor's a singer-songwriter.
Yeah, sure.
Because they just perform their own songs. They don't
But
necessarily...
they also write songs for other people.
But he doesn't, I don't think.
Okay.
Like I would say Matt Nathanson is another one of my favorite singers, and he's a singer-songwriter because he does his own stuff.
Yeah.
But Josh Rouse is just so good. I love, love, love him, and I have for years. So for this one, I am picking the song Miracle by Josh Rouse because that is one of my all-time favorite songs. And it's a lot like I said about Ventura Highway, where when I hear the very first part of the song, it instantly relaxes me and it makes me happy. And I just really, really like the song Miracle by Josh Rouse.
Okay.
Josh Rouse is amazing. Look him up if that's your cup of tea.
Is there anything that got radio play?
No,
okay.
I don't think so.
Okay.
But he's so good. His album... He's got an album called 1972 that is like kind of 70s music. And it's so good. It's like very reminiscent of 70s music. But his album called Under Cold Blue Stars is one of the best albums I've ever heard from start to finish.
Okay.
And I like it so much. And that's where Miracle is from. And I believe it's a concept album about a couple that meets and then falls in love, gets married, grows old. And it's such a good song. So that's my song, Miracle by Josh Rouse.
Are we going to post links to these?
I'll post it, yeah.
Okay. So most couples have a song, right?
Yeah.
So I'm going to tell you what my song is with Jim.
Okay.
So this has been our song for 23 years, and it's Into the Mystic by Van Morrison.
That's a good song.
It's a great song.
I love Van Morrison.
That song in particular, like I said, I was going to say Grateful Dead. The Led Zeppelin's song Ramble On gives me all the feels.
Yeah.
This song, serious. I hear that acoustic guitar at the beginning and I get the shivers.
Yep.
And it's also very much, it's a lot about, it's kind of nautical in theme, if you will. I mean, it's just a song about kind of having an old soul and a lot of themes surrounding water, etc. And I grew up near and on the water with a family of fishermen who sail, it's very, very, and Jim grew up on the water as well. And so it's a song that speaks to both of us in so many different ways. And it's a very sentimental.
Yeah.
We've actually talked about getting the different verses tattooed. Like
That's cool.
One verse would start on my arm and it would finish on his. And
that's cool. I like that idea.
Yeah. Just the lyrics are just so, it's poetry.
I've only heard
amazing.
that song a couple times, but it's a very good song. And I think it bothers me that people only know
Brown Eyed
Girl. When
Yeah.
he has there's little, not little known songs, but a lot of people don't know his song Dweller on the Threshold. I love his song Dweller on the Threshold. I love Domino.
Yeah. Yeah, Domino's
He's
a good
got
one.
such good other songs. His greatest hits album
Yeah,
is so
we have
good.
that. Yeah, that's a good
it's
album.
so good. But
Well, Into the Mystic is it's out of all of his songs, even if it weren't our song, that's the best song. It's just so, there's so many good things about that song. Everything, the chord progressions, it just has such a feel to it. That's just nostalgic and it tugs at your heartstrings a
That's
little
awesome.
bit.
We had two singer-songwriters.
Yeah, Moon Dance is the other one that everybody,
Yep.
that's a fantastic song.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong.
I like Domino. I like that. Domino's a good song. I think there's one called Bright Side of the Road. That's a really good song. But I
don't know a lot of names of songs for
you'll
some
just know
reason.
them if you start hearing them.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
I really like Dweller on the Threshold. That's one that I always go to off of his greatest hits. But we
Okay.
both did singer-songwriters, so
Yep.
that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Josh Rouse and Van Morrison.
So there you go.
So there you go. And now we got to think one for next time.
Yes, I'm already thinking.
Time for a pickle joke.
for a
I'm
pickle
trying to
joke.
find ones that people might not know so I can introduce people
Pickle
to new
jokes?
music. No,
I'm just
oh
kidding.
God.
Oh, this one's not bad. Wait. Okay, so I'm going to read two so I can finish off this page.
Okay.
If you ate 5 pickles and then ate 3 more, what would you have?
A stomach ache.
No kidding, right? You'd have 8 and 8 and 8. Like the number 8
Wow.
and then 8,
dumb.
like ATE.
I like my answer
that's
better.
Terrible. This last one's not too bad. Why are pickles in sandwiches so polite?
Why?
They're well bred. If it makes you giggle,
Oh
it
my
can't be
God.
that bad.
No, it can't be.
And this is Bigfoot's reaction to those jokes.
We gotta start doing that after the bad jokes.
That's our version of ba-dum-bum.
Yeah, that is. So I think
Ready for the deets?
ready for the deets. I don't know if there's a address for the Discord server. I should probably look that up.
Oh, yeah.
I'll do that before next time. As always, you can email us at thestrangesessions@gmail.com. We are on Twitter at Strange Session without the S. Krista does a good job on Instagram. She actually does. I always like when you tag me in something that you post. You do a really good job on there.
Oh, thanks.
You can send postcards and snail mail to The Strange Sessions, P.O. Box 434, Manitowoc, Wisconsin 54221-0434. And again, Matthew Thornton, Strange Sessions, P.O. Box 434, Manitowoc, Wisconsin 54221-0434. And you can call our hotline at 920-443-9602.
And just a reminder, if you want to be part of the in crowd, join the Strangers on Facebook.
If you don't, hey,
that's cool too. We get it.
That's your bag, baby. You do what you want.
You're missing out.
You're missing out because that is where all the shenanigans happen.
Yeah, lots of shenanigans.
And lots of good posts.
Lots
like I will
of pickle
never,
jokes.
I'm always floored by how awesome the people on there are. I really am.
You're going to join and think that it's some kind of weird pickle admiration society, but it's actually.
It kind of is. It kind of is. I thought you were going to say like a pickle cult.
Yeah, or that. Or that.
So I think that's it for today. Any last requests?
Any last words?
Any last words?
Any last requests?
I don't know.
You're really throwing me off here.
It's this time change. I'm telling you, I'm
get
all
some
loopy.
sleep.
I'm
I
all
don't know.
loopy. Nothing. We got nothing.
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 I got nothing.
We couldn't get together yesterday because of the snow.
Yeah. Because it was 50
It's
degrees
weird.
on Sunday.
It is seriously like
It's like
snowing
50
every
today.
Wednesday we are supposed to record.
Yeah.
So I am convinced that somebody is shooting harp at us, that they're using
true.
harp to try to stop us, but you can't stop us.
No, you can't hold us down.
No, we can't.
I mean, we almost postponed to next week.
We can't, we won't, we don't stop. I don't know if that's how it goes.
Oh, I don't know
I
either.
haven't listened to the Beastie Boys in a while.
Oh, because you can't, you won't, and you don't stop.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Born in a rockin' sure shot.
I don't have to listen to it on the way home now.
Nice.
So, from the Old School Media Studio, until next time,
Stay strange. This has been an Old School Media production, executive produced by Kirk Konechny. For more information and content, please visit strangesessions.com.